Hello, everyone. This is Phoenix Tremaine, and I'm back again talking about General Hospital. This is a continuation of Jason's return, and this is going to deal with Tuesday and Wednesday's episode. So I'll link in the description the previous video where I talked about Monday's episode, The Return of Jason. And now I'm just going to go ahead and do my commentary and recap of Tuesday and Wednesday episode as more people begin to learn that Jason is alive. So we're going to begin on Tuesday, where we have Olivia and Sam talking about Dante. It was pretty boring. Just some scenes to pass the time, boosting up Dante, praising him as he, in actuality, is on the ground. Shot at the end of the episode, Joss and Dex arrive to tell Sam and Olivia that Dante was hurt. So we just want to get that all out the way. That Olivia and Sam spend the whole time praising Dante, and Dex and Joss arrive at the end of the episode to say that they need to get to the hospital. Then we're gonna go move on to Jason. Jason saves Dante. He dresses his wounds, elevates his feet, and calls it the ambulance before disappearing. And I don't know about you, but to me, this whole sequence of events is kind of weird. Even when Wednesday episode Chase tries to address why he wasn't there, I'm also trying to figure out why nobody else heard the shots. So Dante is on the ground for a long time, most of the episode. And I spend most of the episode going, well, where's everybody at? There was a whole raid, and there's only two cops involved in this sequence. And one of them actually ends up all the way back with Selena Wu interviewing her, which is Chase. And I'm like, so when they told him to go to the station and interview Selena Wu or whatever, he didn't think to say, oh, by the way, Dante's chasing the gunman. So it's just stupid. It's just stupid. Let me know if you caught that. Dex and Joss find out on the police scanner that there's been shots or whatever, and so they rush because Dex is worried Sunny might be hurt or something, and they find Dante. And it was interesting seeing someone online on Twitter post, she's in school to be a doctor. So why is she the one on the phone and Dex is the one, trying to save Dante? It kind of would have, because how these shows, they're not going to wait 10 years to make Joss a doctor, so it would have been interesting to see her already putting whatever knowledge she has so far, into effect. And well, they didn't go. So we go to the highlight of the episode where I finally, like Jagger. The first time Jagger slash John confronts Sunny, it was not good. He was mousy. Maurice dominated the scene, and he was not an opponent for Sunny. But this episode changed all of that because, as someone said in it on social media, he told Sunny off with his full chest. So Jagger slash John finally gives the performance that we should have gotten when he was in Sunny's office. He actually gives some fire and passion into his rage as he tells everyone about what Sunny did to Karen, and using his brother to become known as the mobster with a heart of gold. One of the interesting elements we get to see is that Sunny is scolded and he's left vulnerable. And this happens in Tuesday and Wednesday's episode, where we get to see a remorseful Sunny, which normally he's hollering and screaming and throwing things. And now he actually looks remorseful for what happened with Karen and his son and all this kind of stuff. So it's interesting. We're getting vulnerable Sunny because Jagger told the truth. However, Ava steps in and lets Sunny know that she believes he helped Karen and not hurt her. Once again, this is pushing Sunny and Ava together as the next couple. I do believe he'll eventually get back with Nina, but yeah, Ava's still very supportive of Sunny. And spoilers reveal that they have a charged moment, which means they probably are about to kiss or something. Heather escapes. So we saw this in a promo for the following day. Heather escapes, and many people thought that she was going to kidnap Ace, but instead, she goes after Cyrus, blaming him for Esme's demise and tries to slash him, but Laura saves the day by knocking out Heather with a bottle as she is escorted out. Heather then falls to the ground in pain, leaving Laura and Cyrus looking shocked. We also move on to another pointless scene I didn't really care about, which was Marshall being convinced by Stella and Curtis. And, I can't remember the actor's name, but happy birthday to Marshall. Last week he turned 70, so congratulations on that. And I learned he's like Louis Gossett Jr.'s cousin. So his name is something Gossett. But anyway, Curtis and Stella convince Marshall to track down a doctor who misdiagnosed him, and Curtis wants to help. Now, he's stubborn, which is how they write the character, but he eventually says, okay. Now, said this last video, I'm hoping this whole misdiagnosis situation leads to Gregory discovering, he was misdiagnosed, but we'll see if there's a connection with that. Finally, Sunny sends Ava off to go get the footage from Spinelli before the FBI can get to him. Jagger discovers one of the cameras and realizes that's part of Sunny's trap, that, he has cameras all around to see who the Pow Pow person is. And that is the end of Tuesday's episode. We're going to move on to Wednesday, where Anna and Sunny, here we go, where Anna and Sunny try to get news of Dante from Chase, and he says that Dante had a vest on, but they must have had some armor piercing, you know what? And he was questioning Selena Wu when the call came in about shots, and he rushed there and found he was being helped by Dex and Jocelyn. And Sunny looks upset when he hears that Dex has returned. We also get what we saw in the promo. Olivia and Sam arrive, and Olivia blames Sunny for Dante getting pow pow. She says, are you the reason why Dante was pow powed? And Sunny can't deny it, because just like I just said, we're getting a very remorseful, sort of introspective Sunny in this episode. And so, he just kind of holds his head down, looking like he wants to cry. Dante, meanwhile, is being worked on by Porsha and some other doctors and nurses. They say that his lungs are collapsing and the pressure is dropping. But on a side note, for those of you who don't know, I used to be a firefighter. And when you're a firefighter, you also have to be a paramedic. And so I've been in situations where people have been pow-powed and we had to, put them on a medic and rush them to shock trauma. And having been in that situation, I just couldn't help but look at how slow everybody was moving. Every time I've been in a situation where we've taken someone to Johns Hopkins ER or shock trauma, that it's always really, really fast. People just moving, and even when we're in a medic, what we're doing in the back, it's a whole mess. Like people are giving, it's a mess. Just trust me. It's a very frenetic situation where people are moving extremely fast. So it was disconcerting to see how they were just casually, working on Dante. And it just didn't feel right because I've seen it in real life. And then we get Porsha having to address the family, letting them know that Dante is still fighting, but he is in critical condition. She even takes a moment to talk to Sam because, of course, Curtis was in a similar situation. And she says, "Oh, the hardest part is waiting, you know." So we also get another filler scene of Anna and Chase questioning Dex and Jocelyn. They don't say anything that they hadn't already said in the previous episode. So we can move on from them. At the Invader, now this is an interesting story in the sense that they're sort of making Nina and Alexis rivals. And when Alexis tries to blow off Nina, like, she needs to go, Nina tells her to make time. And I need that Nina more than I need Nina trying to be Alexis' friend because Nina is Alexis' boss. And so Alexis, if I was Alexis' boss, she would have been fired already and replaced. But anyway, you're not going to be fighting me on every decision, especially when we agreed to bring on a gossip colonist. And then here you are, trying to dismiss him and not even want to talk about it. And she eventually admits that Gregory thinks it's a good idea. And the gossip columnist, Adrian DeWitt, he also makes a good impression on Alexis. And so while she's trying to be dismissive of him, she realizes that it could help the paper. Now, I also roll my eyes at this how, soap operas, you have a lot of old writers. So they still are talking about newspapers and whatnot. But I worked in three newspapers, three. Okay. And I know that, the one that we still have here is struggling so bad they're giving it away for free just so they can have those circulation numbers so they can keep up their, monetary. So it's just crazy that even talking about a magazine, but they should really be saying, I don't like them using the word newspaper. They should be talking about their digital magazine or their digital content because that's when no, you don't see anybody with a paper in their hand. They're usually looking at their phone or tablet. So the writers need to update how they talk because I can't tell you the only time the last I have went and got newspapers over the summer because I needed paper for my grill. I needed paper for the grill. So 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 because I still charcoal. So yeah, that's the only time I needed newspapers when I needed to set it on fire. But anyway, that happened. At the end of the scene, Alexis informs Nina that the person that was pow powed was Dante. Now we're going to go into some more filler story. Maxi, Sasha, and Cody. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? I've lost so much interest in Sasha and Cody because they did not develop them as a couple at all. They dragged it out like they did Brooklyn and Chase, and they aren't even doing things that are romantic, that's building on them, that makes you want to fall in love with them, want to see them succeed. They're just two pretty people that are in scenes together. There's no drama, no nothing. But anyway, um, Maxie takes Sasha to task. Sasha and Cody to task about trying to set her up with Spinelli. They remind her that she and Spinelli love each other and would probably not admit it without their help. Maxie tells them to use that energy on themselves as she goes to see Spinelli. Moving on to something slightly more interesting, Ava and Spinelli going through the footage, they eventually see that Jason is alive and Spinelli has the perfect reaction because he's in shock. More or less, she has shock expression or whatever as Ava. However, she didn't really know Jason that well. But Spinelli, that was his best friend. And he did a great job of when soap characters realize somebody they thought was gone is actually back. And this ain't the first time Jason came back. So he definitely did a good job with that. It was weird seeing them drag it out that they were about to discover it was Jason because we already knew that was going to happen. So seeing it drag out kind of was weird to me. But moving on. Also, I got to say this too. Maxie barges in just as they're Smelly and Ava's about to discuss Jason. Maxie barges in. She seems slightly jealous that Ava's there. She's like, "Why is she here?" You know, and Maxie basically she wants to apologize to Spinelli and I guess talk about the kiss and everything that happened. But he's in shock. He's like, "I can't even talk about that right now." And then she's like, "You look like you saw a ghost." He's like, "Because I did." And they go back and forth between the two of them and Sunny, Ava going to go tell Sunny. But before we get to that, we got to talk about Olivia apologizing to Sunny, saying that Dante was just doing his job and it wasn't Sunny's fault because nobody lets anything be Sunny's fault. So, Olivia's just being Olivia. She leaves saying that she needs to go tell Ned just as Ava arrives. And that's when Ava tells him that they found the footage of the people and they recognize him. And Sunny's like, "Well, just tell me who." She's like, "Oh, you got to see it to believe it." And so Sunny finally looks at the tablet and sees who it is. And she's like, "That's him, right? That's Jason." And that's how the episode ends with Sunny seeing that Jason is alive. Now, I will say this about the show. I see people in the comment section still in denial about Jason's involvement with all his pow pow situations. They saw he may not have had the pow pow thing in his hands, but he was there. He also has the knowledge of the safe houses and everything. There are people that are still convinced that it's Morgan when Morgan wouldn't know about the safe houses or the ins and outs of the mob because Sonny didn't let his kids get involved. He wouldn't, Michael wanted to be involved. He told him no. He sent him to the core mains. So Morgan wouldn't have that kind of intimate knowledge. Now we do see in the next episode, here comes Jagger bursting in with Spinelli, wanting to know what he saw in the footage. Once again, I believe Jagger is the one pulling Jason's strings and getting all these mob people pow pow. So, um, so because he's just very obsessed with getting rid of Sonny and people like him. So I think that will eventually come out. And because Jason doesn't look brain damaged or anything like that, he, and I said in my last video, he's most likely being blackmailed. And I feel like Jagger is the one that's blackmailing him. I also was told that the actor that plays Morgan is in a bunch of different projects right now. So he's probably not coming back to the show. So, but that's a rumor. It's we'll find out soon enough. But I am looking forward to more people discovering that Jason is alive. And let me know in the comment section as you comment on this video, who do you want Jason to be with? Now, I know some of you will be Jason fans to the end. That's most likely not going to happen. I'm not going to get into why, but there are reasons that I've talked about in the past, but I just don't want to argue of why Jason and Sam were split up. And it's most likely he will get back with Carly. That's my opinion. I know a lot of people don't like that. Maurice Bernard has already said he doesn't want to be paired back up with Carly. So no matter how much you want Carly and Sonny to get back together, he is the one who broke them up. He's like, "I've been doing this for 30 years, same, with the same character. I'm ready to move on." So if you're hoping for Carly and Sonny, you need to hang that up, along with the people who still want Luke and Laura. Just put that away. So your choices for Sonny is going to be Sonny and Ava or Sonny and Nina. And most likely we're going to get Jason and Carly or Jason and Liz. Jason and Elizabeth fans have been very loud on social media begging for Elizabeth to get a chance to be with Jason, in his new return. And the thing that may happen, this is just speculation, it's not a spoiler, is that there are some people that, at the end of last episode, Jason was hurt, and so because he was hurt, some people believe that they're hoping, they wishing, they praying that he goes to Elizabeth to get patched up, and that's how they'll end up back together. So, like I said, it's not something that is I saw, it's not a spoiler, it's nothing. This is just fan wishing and hoping that are fans of Elizabeth and Jason. They're hoping that's how the storyline goes. But we'll see. We'll see. There's a spoiler on Friday that makes it look like Carly may see Jason, but I don't know how fast they're going to have his return known to everyone. Hopefully, we'll get another Monica appearance, and at least as one of the people who gets to react to Jason being alive. With that, I'm going to end this video because I got to talk about Bold and Beautiful possibly being replaced by CBS, which is developing a new soap opera, which is a black soap opera. Shocking. And well, I'll talk about what I'm going to talk about in that video because I'm about to record that next. So if you're interested in that, look out for that video, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the comment section.